There are some bodybuilders that don't know when they should stop and will do anything to be bigger than all the others. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you'll be first to know when a new video comes out. Now check out these 5 bodybuilders that took it too far. Number 1. Phil Heath. Nicknamed the GIF, Phil Heath is a current 7-time Mr. Olympia champion and is currently tied with Arnold Schwarzenegger for the 3rd all-time number of wins behind 2 other bodybuilding greats, Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman. He won his first title back in 2011, and if he continues his winning streak, he could go down as one of the best bodybuilders of all time. In 2002, he decided to take up bodybuilding and developed extremely quick, going from 185 pounds to 215 pounds in no time with just 6% body fat. After being successful in bodybuilding, he got into professional wrestling and won his first wrestling match in the Impact World Tag Team Championship on October 20th, 2013. But now Phil is looking at another Mr. Olympia title. Phil Heath eats an amazing 9,394 calories in one day. Heath normally gives 2 hours for his workouts and it mainly includes 3 to 5 exercises per body part. He mainly focuses on the workout techniques like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ronnie Coleman, who were both multiple winners of the Mr. Olympia contest themselves. The 38-year-old Heath is looking to win another Mr. Olympia title that will tie him with Haney and Coleman for the most wins. Number 2. Marcus Rule. Marcus Rule is what many call a mask monster. It's interesting how Marcus Rule got his start in bodybuilding. He began training at the age of 18 as a recommendation from a doctor after he sustained a knee injury from playing soccer. When he started, he only weighed 120 pounds. He then began training really hard 6 days a week and 5 years later decided to compete on a pro level. During this whole time his job was selling used cars. It wasn't until 2008 when he finally signed a sponsorship deal. It has claimed that he had the biggest shoulders in the history of bodybuilding, and with such claims came controversy over his use of sight-enhancing oils such as synthone in areas on his body including his deltoids and biceps in his final years of competitive bodybuilding. In 1999 he was disqualified from Mr. Olympia for using diuretics and was also disqualified in the 2001 Mr. Olympia along with Jay Cutler. However, the lab that did the testing was no longer designated as an officially accredited lab by the International Olympic Committee. Jay Cutler ended up taking 2nd place and Marcus was 14. Marcus did not win a Mr. Olympia title because many said he had too much mass and didn't fit the Mr. Olympia image. Marcus still trains and holds seminars and does interviews, but no lot. Number 3. Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates has the 5th highest number of Mr. Olympia awards of all time and ranks behind Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Phil Heath. Yates had a turbulent childhood. The death of his father when he was just 13 years old affected him massively. His family background was rough, and because of the loss of his father and having very little opportunities, he found bodybuilding and quickly became good at it. Now he is considered to be one of the top bodybuilders in the history of the sport. However, he had been using steroids which caused him some problems. 6 weeks after his final Mr. Olympia, Yates was hospitalized with internal bleeding. He was coughing and then checked himself in the mirror and was shocked to see his face and chest covered in blood. A small vein had burst at the top of his stomach. However, it didn't come from steroid use, but from an anti-inflammatory he had been prescribed for shoulder problems. When Yates retired, things became even more difficult without having his bodybuilding routine. He currently does seminars and is a bodybuilding coach. Number 4. Jay Cutler. This 4-time Mr. Olympia winner got his start in bodybuilding at an early age. Before becoming a bodybuilder, Jay worked in his brother's concrete construction business from the age of 11, but began training when he was 18 years old. Before he became a bodybuilder, he wanted to work as a corrections officer in a maximum security prison and graduated college in 1993 with a criminal justice degree. But after meeting personal trainer Marcus Rodriguez, Cutler decided to give bodybuilding a shot. He ended up excelling in bodybuilding and had a desire to be one of the largest competitors in the sport. He placed second to Ronnie Coleman 4 times, before taking the Mr. Olympia title in 2006. In 2001 he was disqualified for testing positive for banned diuretics, but sued the International Olympic Committee because the tests weren't done by an officially accredited lab. He won that lawsuit and was reinstated and got his second place prizes and title. Cutler has since focused on his business venture Cutler Nutrition, which specializes in bodybuilding nutritional supplements in addition to his social media presence. Number 5. Greg Covix. Before Covix was a bodybuilder, he studied as an electrical engineer and was playing hockey and soccer. Before he got into bodybuilding, Greg Covix was considered the largest pro bodybuilder in the late 90s with a height of 6 foot 4 inches and weighing a massive 420 pounds in the off-season and weighing 330 pounds. When he was in contests, his chest was a massive 70 inches, his arms measured 25 inches and his legs measured 35 inches. With those measurements it was easy to see why he was called the biggest bodybuilder at the time. But Covix ended up having troubles with the law, and on November 29, 2010 he was charged with extortion after a supplement store owner rented a bank to tell staff he was being extorted and that a group of men had demanded he withdraw a large sum of money. Covix was behind the extortion. But that's not all. Greg Covix ended up dying from a heart attack in November 2013, which doctors say was from an enlarged heart and probably the result of the use of too many steroids, which caused heart disease in middle age. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications and you will be the first to know when a new video comes out. We appreciate you and want to thank you for watching.